I can recall a few times that I came across a concept that blew my mind and was counter to everything I grew up learning. I hope I'm not spoiling anything, but I'll give you some examples and make sure your kids aren't listening to this part. Are you ready? Santa Claus isn't real. There's no tooth fairy. And there are some time zones that are not just different by increments of an hour, but some time zones are different by 30 minutes or 45-minute increments. It can be 8 o'clock here in the US and 5:45 in Nepal, and I bet you didn't know that. Another concept that seemed to blow my mind when I first heard about it was the idea of personal boundaries. I grew up in a culture and a household where personal boundaries were not really defined, yet alone respected. I was never really allowed to just be me. My validation was always wrapped up in what my family thought of me. So when I first heard about boundaries, I was like, what does this even mean? If you're like me, that concept could be difficult to grasp initially. Maybe you grew up in a household environment where boundaries weren't very clear. For example, in my home, if my parents were angry or stressed, then none of the kids were allowed to be happy and joyful. Everyone had to show that they were just as angry or stressed as the parents. Or if a parent was happy, then we weren't allowed to be upset about anything. I was told to hide how I really felt about things. It felt like my true thoughts and opinions weren't respected. No one really listened to my yeses and nos. I was just told what to do and I had to obey or else. Between me and my siblings, we always got equal and exact treatment with equal and exact expectations. A life with no boundaries has certain characteristics. For example, there could be manipulation and control, or excessive people-pleasing, victimization, or irresponsibility. A life with boundaries has different characteristics, such as space for freedom and purpose, responsibility, and healthy, natural consequences. In Scripture, the theme of boundaries appears over and over. In Galatians 6, verses 4 through 6, Paul is explaining that yes, we should carry each other's burdens, but also reminds us that each one should test their own actions, and each one should carry their own load. Living life without boundaries is exhausting, but in God's structure of boundaries, there is freedom. God created us separate from Him and separate from each other. God gave us ownership and responsibilities. God gave us unique identities. Who would have thought there's so much freedom in strong boundaries? It is restorative to our souls.